Not only have the New York Knicks just asked the Toronto Raptors for $10 million, but also James Dolan has gotten involved and Adam Silver has been name dropped. If you're wondering what this is about the lawsuit because the New York Knicks and Toronto Raptors have a lawsuit going on that has everything to do with a former Knicks employee stealing information away from the Knicks allegedly and giving it allegedly to the Toronto Raptors coach Darko Rajakovic, among other members of the staff, to help game plan from what the Knicks have already used in the past. And we're going to break all this down in Knicks Digest. So welcome back, guys. My name is Chris, and we are going to jump right into things as we always do. So look here. In a court filing on Monday, the New York Knicks said that they are seeking more than $10 million in damages from the Toronto Raptors as part of a lawsuit alleging the theft of thousands of confidential files, and argued that NBA Commissioner Adam Silver should not arbitrate the dispute because of his close relationship with Raptors Governor Larry Tannenbaum. Yes, Adam Silver and Larry Tannenbaum have a close relationship because of Tannenbaum's other job as being on the NBA's Board of Governors, and he has a very, very important role towards Adam Silver's life. And let's take a look at that. On Monday's filing, the Knicks argued that Tannenbaum's position as the chairman of the NBA's Board of Governors would create a conflict of interest, as Tannenbaum serves as Silver's boss and has heavy influence on the continued employment of Adam Silver and his salary. And furthermore, the Knicks pointed to a friendship between them, as among other things, Tannenbaum has been described as a close ally of Commissioner Silver, according to the Knicks. And Silver himself has described Tannenbaum as not just his boss and the chairman of the Board of Governors, but he's a role model in Adam Silver's life. And if Silver were to preside over the instant dispute, then he would be arbitrating a case for his boss and his ally. That's essentially saying, say two channels, like, just for instance, because it's one of my favorite YouTube channels in general, not just my favorite Digest Media channel. Say Casey from Sixers Digest sued me because I keep talking about Joel Embiid and upsetting her. And then we asked, I don't know, we asked Dariel to be the arbitrator between that. He knows me better than Casey because we're on Knicks Digest together. So that would not be a fair arbitration at all. Or anything like that. That would essentially be where it's at. It's like, okay, well, clearly we have one person who's way closer with one side of this than the other side. So probably we don't want that because there's a clear conflict of interest there. And that would be a problem. So obviously that is why the Knicks do not want it. And the Knicks are correct to not want Adam Silver as an arbitrator here. Silver, his decision can affect his own job. If Adam Silver were to say, I'm a New Yorker, I grew up a New York Knicks fan, my favorite player growing up was Walt Clyde Frazier, all true things, by the way, I'm going to side with the New York Knicks. Well, Larry Tannenbaum has the ability to essentially try to ruin Adam Silver's career as commissioner, get Silver fired, and basically say that Adam Silver's never going to work for the NBA again because he's the chairman of the NBA's Board of Governors. Now, James Dolan is not happy about this, and 99.9% of the time when James Dolan says something, it'll make us Knicks fans up in arms. I do not like James Dolan. I do not think he's a good owner, but however, what he has done right now is not really that bad for the Knicks. He's defended the Knicks, and one thing is clear, James Dolan does love the New York Knicks. And he had our backs, because if you look here, before launching the suit against Toronto, that includes questioning of Adam Silver's objectivity, Knicks owner James Dolan resigned his positions on the Board of Governors, influential advisory, finance, and media committees, according to a memo obtained by ESPN. This is true, James Dolan absolutely did that, and he had something to say about it. As James Dolan said, given all that has occurred lately, I have come to the conclusion that the NBA neither needs nor wants my opinion, Dolan wrote in a memo to Silver that he copied to the other 29 league owners in July. This is the one time I'm ever going to say this outside of the firing of Phil Jackson, but thank you, James Dolan. Do your thing. Talk your you-know-what. I'm not getting demonetized. Because, man, oh man, this is a weird situation. There have been lawsuits similar throughout sports. Sports law is something that is not new. There have been lawsuits over this. There have been those college lawsuits. For instance, the most famous one being Title IX. There's been situations like this before, but never like this. There have been negligence. There has been a ton of situations What we have not seen is a guy steal, allegedly, information from the New York Knicks, because he worked for the Knicks for 3 years, and then give it to Darko Rajakovic and other members of the staff, allegedly, who are part of the Toronto Raptors. Now, look, it's a weird situation, as I just said. There's no lawsuit that's ever happened like this that you can really go back to and use as a reference. You can use other lawsuits that have nothing to do with sports with situations like this, because I can't say off the top of my head this has certainly happened where someone's left a company and stolen information and given it to another company for their own benefit. But, that's happened. There's no way that just hasn't happened in the entire history of business. That's literally impossible to believe. So I am not going to believe that. I'm going to believe that something similar to this that I do not know of has happened, and I just can't speak on it because I don't know it. However, it's not happened in the NBA. So James Dolan has said, I'm basically not going to use any of my roles on the Board of Governors. The NBA doesn't care what I think, which, that's true. And also, who cares? Because whatever I say, no one's going to care about. Adam Silver's buddies with the Raptors owner. He's going to side with him if he gets involved, and the Knicks are going to get nothing out of this except heckled by the members of the NBA community, and more specifically, and probably, Masai Ujiri, who hates the Knicks. I'm not going to say Masai Ujiri told people to do this because I just don't believe that. I don't believe this was Masai Ujiri's idea. Like, he went to the top and was like, ha ha ha, I got a member of the Knicks. Now let's steal their information because they're a successful franchise. No. You guys won the finals in 2019. The Knicks hired Ikechukwu Azatam in 2020, the man who stole the files, allegedly. So really, the Raptors don't need the Knicks to be good at basketball. They don't need the Knicks to be a good organization. The Raptors are one of the highest class organizations in the NBA. If you don't believe me, look at their young guys. Look at guys like OG Anunoby and Fred VanVleet, who's obviously one not young or on the Raptors anymore. Or Pascal Siakam, or Chris Boucher. Guys who came from the G League. OG Anunoby did not come from the G League, but he was a mid-first round pick. Not like mid in the way that it's recently. He was in the middle of the first round. And is now one of the best players from that draft. You have Fred VanVleet, who went on to leave the Raptors for the Houston Rockets, who came from the G League, who was tremendous at college at Wichita State, with teammates with former Nick Ron Baker. And then you also have Pascal Siakam, G Leaguer, on Raptors 905, came up, showed something. He showed he had potential. Now is one of the better players in Raptors history. Chris Boucher has been a good role player for the Raptors for the past few seasons. He came from the G League. The Raptors are a good organization. They don't need the New York Knicks to be good. They just don't. However, it appears that something may have happened, and maybe this is because Darko Rajakovic has never been a coach before, or an NBA head coach, I should say. He's been an NBA coach, but not a head coach before. So maybe they're like, let's get him a boost. Let's see if we can do this because we're getting someone from the Knicks, and Tom Thibodeau has been pretty good at game planning throughout his career. Let's do that. And they got caught. Or maybe none of this happened, but it's pretty hard to sue a team unless you're almost positive that this happened. Like, for the Knicks to do this, they had to be pretty sure they were right. And they don't want it to get swept, or for it to get swept under the rug by Commissioner Adam Silver, which is why they don't want him involved. And then the Knicks, as I said, they want $10 million because of just the fact that that's what they think they're owed for all this information the Raptors got, the Raptors studied. It's too late. The Raptors have this information. There's nothing we can do about it. Here we go with just some more news on Azatam, the man who is allegedly the guy who gave this information away. The Knicks allege that Raptors conspired to use Azatam's position as a current Knicks insider to funnel proprietary information to the Raptors to help them organize, plan, and structure the new coaching and videos operations staff, the lawsuit states. And Raptors coach Darko Rajakovic and player development coach Noah Lewis and 10 unknown Raptors employees were also listed as defendants. So all that means is that essentially this was done so the Raptors can get a leg up after hiring someone who'd never been a coach before and while revamping their coaching staff is what it sounds like. Again, if this actually happened. But who am I to say? As I've said this before, I'll say it again. I don't have any more information that you guys have. Any information that you guys are seeing from this, I have the same amount. I am just reporting on it. So I do not know. However, comment what you think below on what's going on with this situation. This is absolutely insane, guys. I don't even know what to say. I don't know how to talk about this. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I don't think I will. I'm just some guy on YouTube. But it's a weird situation. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really enjoy making these sports law ones, talking about this Knicks Raptors lawsuit. It's very fun. I keep badgering Ben to get on this and for us to talk about this together as he is Raptors Digest's face. And I think it would be very fun for us to just make fun of each other's teams. So Ben, I know you're watching. Let's talk. But yeah, for real, guys, have a great day. And remember, go Knicks.